Welcome to another episode from our Growth Tips series, the place to grow you and your business and live the life you want. In this video, we look at how you can attract your ideal customer to you. No more having to go out searching or chasing for customers. They come to you attracted like a magnet. Produce marketing content that educates. People expect to get the answer to their question by turning to a search engine. So producing content that fits their needs is your number one strategy. The content has to do two things. Firstly, it needs to educate, and secondly, it needs to build trust. So let's look at content that builds trust. First of all, blog. This is your starting point. This content can be produced and shared easily, and search engines love it. Next, social media. The first step in the social media content game is to claim all the free opportunities to create social media profiles on sites like LinkedIn, Facebook, Business Week, Entrepreneur, Inc. magazine, and any trade magazine communities or forums. Build links, images, and videos that point back to your content. Rating and review sites such as Yelp, TripAdvisor, Merchant Circle, Yell, City Search, etc. have all become content hubs. Google, Bing, and Yahoo also allow users to rate and review businesses too. Next, testimonials. These should be written, audio, and video testimonials. Now let's look at content that educates. First of all, the opinionated or point of view white paper. Every business should have a core story in the form of a white paper or an ebook. It needs to tell the audience what's different about your company, what your customer approach is, and why you do what you do. This is the primer for the big educational push. You've got seminars. People want information packaged in ways so they can get what they want. Presentations, workshops, seminars, online or offline. They're brilliant ways to educate and engage with them. FAQs. Sometimes people just want to know one specific detail about your company. An FAQ section lets them find out. Go beyond the questions that normally get asked and include questions that you wish they'd ask as well. Success stories. These are examples of actual customers who have used your product or service. It helps people learn from individuals and businesses just like them. When a prospect sees himself in a success story, it's easier to move them forward to the next stage. They can imagine getting those same results. And ideally, the best medium for this is video content. How do we build a content generation system? The content generation strategy is always a long-term strategy. Many businesses write a few blog posts but then give up because they didn't get anyone inquiring about their service. It's important that you don't copy them and fall at that first hurdle. A content creation strategy. There are three very important concepts to consider. First, the total body of work. Think big picture when thinking content. Pretend you're writing an outline to a book about everything you know about your subject. You can then work through listing all areas of your knowledge. This isn't a project that you'll finish now. It could potentially take years to get all of that content out there. Second, the purpose and the repurpose. When creating content, always know what the purpose of it is before you start. Is it to drive traffic, get links, get a reaction? And what are the repurpose opportunities? It might be that you plan to blend several pieces into an article or ebook, or use it at a seminar. Third is medium and platform diversity. Republishing content across various platforms and mediums can be a good way to reach your audience. For example, writing an ebook and then recording it as audio format. So where can you find the inspiration for all of this content that you're going to be producing? Keep a source of inspiration or a list of content ideas so you always have ideas of how to continue when the well runs dry and you can't think of any new subjects to write about. You could also look at stories within trade press and put your own spin on it. As long as that spin reflects with your message and your brand and it's focused on your customer identifying with it, it should be good content. Questions. Make a note of all questions that get asked by your prospects and your customers. Then you can post the answers or link to a blog you've written on the subject. Here's some more examples of how to create content ideas. Bookmarking. Use a bookmarking tool like Delicious so you can mark things you've found for later reading. This also lets you see what people are bookmarking. With Google Reader, you can subscribe to and browse 50 or so related blogs. Alltop is a convenient way to see lots of blog posts sorted by topic. StumbleUpon is a unique way to find off the beaten path stuff about topics that you like. Google Keywords lets you know exactly what people are searching for and can help inform you what to write. You wouldn't write something if nobody was interested in finding out about that. Smart Briefs is a daily digest of the best on the web across a variety of topics. I think probably the number one rule for advertising: don't use advertising to sell your offering. Use it to advertise your content. Think about it. When you had a local free magazine posted through your letterbox, did you take any notice of the adverts in it? Now, what if that advert was telling you where you could learn the fastest way to do ABC, and best of all, it's free? Would you have paid closer attention? You probably would have, if it was something you were interested in. Use Facebook and other pay-per-click advertising to point to your free ebook, or your upcoming online seminar, or past seminar archive. Turn your advertising into a trust-building machine rather than an expensive turn-off. On-demand content. Using presentation platforms to communicate your sales message through video. Programs like SlideRocket allow you to also embed forms into your presentations, then receive alerts when people view the video and complete the form. But you don't need special platforms if you're just starting out. There's lots of existing platforms already out there that are free and give you probably 95% of what you need. There's YouTube, Vimeo, and other video hosting sites that let you post your video either publicly or privately, so then it's just a case of adding your audience. Content partnerships. When you've created a blog, ebook, white paper, podcast, videocast, seminars, etc., you can offer them to strategic partners. Let them have your ebook and offer it to their clients. Invite them to write guest blogger content. Interview them on your podcast. Offer to provide your seminar free of charge to their customers. Anything that helps them to help their customers will also benefit you. Here's a key piece of information. Educate, don't sell. No one likes to be sold to, but everyone likes to buy. This is so important. Let me say it again. No one likes to be sold to, but everyone likes to buy. Your content can do the selling if it educates. Give them an education that creates the desire for them to buy. The marketing pack. This is for offline marketing. It's a collection of carefully crafted individual pages of information that help you present the best case for a prospect to buy from your business. It's made up of personalized, frequently changeable, and updatable inserts, along with inserts tailored to specific needs of a prospect. The items are placed into a carrier, something like a laminated folder. It should include a case statement, your difference summary, ideal client description, your marketing story, and your offerings. So the case statement, this is a document created to make your case to the customer. It's your answer to why they should give you money. It might include a problem or frustration that target audience experiences. It could be a visual image of what life is like when the problem is solved, and an explanation of how they got here in the first place, a path for the customer to follow, and finally a directed call to action. What do you want them to do? Next is your difference summary. This page hits prospects with reasons why you're different, and then showers them with the benefits of working with you. Don't tell them what you do, focus on how you do it. Tell them about your unique approach, your processes, and the little things you do. Keep it to the top 3 or 4 things that your target market will value. Your ideal customer description. People generally feel more comfortable working with companies who specialize in their unique industry, niche, or problem. Describe your ideal customer. Why do they hire you? What problem are they facing that makes them reach out to you? Describe the factors that exist for your most successful customer engagements. Outline the results that they enjoy. This will narrow your market, but will make you much more attractive to someone who is your ideal customer because you're speaking directly to them. Next is your marketing story. Many companies have interesting histories. Tell them your story in an open, honest, and entertaining way, and you'll win their hearts and their heads. Connecting through stories is a great advantage that small businesses possess over big businesses. Your product and service offerings. This page should outline the various offerings and packages that you sell. You need to clearly describe the benefits of each. What is the end result for each of them? Case studies. You want to pick representative customers or industries the same as your target. An example, let's imagine your target customer is hair salons. You want to pick at least 3 hair salons or perhaps beauty salon type customers and do 3 separate case studies. You'll outline how your product solved their problem. Allow the reader to see themselves in that story. Next, state what situation they found themselves in. What was their problem? What was your solution to solve their problem? What was the result of you working together? Include photos of your customer, the project or the solution, accompanied by a good testimonial quote from the customer. Video testimonials can work the same way and should be an active strategy for online content. Involve your customers in telling the story. To write a good case study, involve your customer in its creation. Set up an interview with each customer. Tell them what your intent is. Tell them your intent is to get their help in creating their story. This also helps resell them on being your customer, and they'll love the exposure. There are at least 4 key questions to ask them. Number 1, what solution were you seeking when you hired us? Number 2, what did we provide that you value the most? Number 3, what has been the result of working with us? And finally, number 4, what would you tell others who are considering hiring us? Testimonials are your proof. Third-party endorsements are another way to add proof that you deliver on your promise. Collect quotes from real-life customers and create a page titled "What Others Say About Us." Try to get quotes that focus on the results you help them get and linked to the original problem of your target. Create audio, written, and video testimonials. Craft some proposed testimonial copy and present it to your customers for their approval. You could ask a prospect to obtain a testimonial from your customers. Photograph your customers using your product or associated with your brand. FAQs. Go over the questions customers and prospect ask you normally. Also include questions you wish they'd ask. Procedures and checklists. This is where you can really stand out and show you know what you're doing. Now, normally when you're competing for large contracts, you'll have to include this in some form as part of your bid. So the fact you might be using this to win smaller contracts against much smaller firms will really make you stand out from the rest. You should show the reader how you do what you do. Create detailed checklists and flowcharts that show your prospects how you keep your promise. This demonstrates how much more professional your business is. It's a documented process. It also demonstrates and justifies why your pricing is at a premium. If you present your business as a quality option, people expect to pay for quality. Most people underestimate how much work goes into delivering that quality, so show them. Articles. Have you written any articles for publications, for newsletters, or for internal distribution? You can include them in this section. Something for everyone. Now, probably nobody will ever read all of this. Most will probably skim through it. The point is, the fact you have it gives you credibility. Most prospects will need to know one or more of the following. Number 1, how you work. For example, procedures, case statements, FAQs. Number 2, the results you achieve through case studies and testimonials. Number 3, who you know. For example, your customer list and case studies. And number 4, what you know. You can do this through process descriptions and articles. Content is a tool that educates, demonstrates, informs, filters, entertains, and gives people a reason to think you might have more of that hidden away. So write content that's worth reading. Regular content production is key. Content that tells your audience something that they want to know or do. Lists of tools or sites that tell them something. Also, like we said earlier, you can monitor news stories from your industry, provide comment or other stances on those news stories, Perhaps even better if your stance is opposite to the news story stance. So here's the action steps for this learning. Define 3 or 4 benefits that make you unique. Collect 10 testimonials from satisfied clients. And finally, develop 4 case studies. That's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've got some value from this. You can download the workbook by clicking the link below. If you think others will get some value from this, please invite them to join the various social media groups and pages. And that's it until the next time. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.